Are you going to say hello, chat, Safa?
Hello, chat.
Hello. He has one job. Well, one job that y'all see.
I just
All
see
kinds of
all the
jobs
jobs.
behind the
They
screen.
just
That's
don't see the doing of the job.
well,
Yeah,
I mean, they see it when it goes wrong.
true.
That's when we see all the things. Hold on, let me mute this over here. There we go.
Things do not work.
Nope. Awesome, awesome. All right, so we are on for our writing sprints tonight, though. Again, this is writing, reading, whatever it is you're doing. I don't care if you're washing dishes or folding laundry, whatever you wish to do tonight. We are here. We will do we decide 45 minutes?
It's up to you. I'm editing, so
Because I think when I do the writing, it is easier to do it like at half an hour. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to concentrate for 45 minutes at a time writing. But reading, I mean, I could do it for an hour. So you want to do?
we can do 45.
Okay. All right. So we are.
Fine, that works.
Yep, works for me for 45 minutes. I am reading tonight. We are Jess Rainey and I, because she has tomorrow off. We're going to do some. We're going to hit some bookstores. So we're going to go do part of that bookstore Houston crawl, the Houston bookstore crawl, and we're excited. So we're going to hit some different ones than from what you and I hit last year, Taylor, and different from what Anne and I hit. So we're going to go hit ones I hadn't hit before. Um, and then maybe if we have energy left, then we will do some of the ones up north that we've hit before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're excited about that to get some of those crossed off. They have a new list. Have you gotten a thing, Taylor? They've
No,
this year.
but I knew that I wasn't going to do the bookstore crawl because I'm trying not to spend money. Books are expensive. I've been utilizing my library.
Oh, I have too. I'm so proud of myself, but I mean indie bookstores. Sorry, I have to. This is the time where I'm allowed to break my book buying ban. It's like Christmas for April. So it's probably like Christmas for these bookstores too when I show up, for the record.
No
um,
comment.
but yeah, so I am excited to go do that tomorrow. So tonight I am reading, I mean, I need to make room for these, right? Is The Help by Catherine Stockett. This is the last book, or this is the last book in the book challenge by Erin that I'm in. So this is my last selection for that. And it's my first class for Aurelium. So I've done extra credit for Aurelium because, I wanted to free the dragon. So I've done that, but I have not completed a class yet. So this is my first class. And Taylor, what are you doing this evening?
I am continuing to edit my novel. So I'm working on my romance that's a commentary on rape culture, and I am halfway done with editing it,
Ooh.
which is great. And then I've got to put in a couple of transition chapters, but I was like, I'm going to do that after I've edited so I have a really good grasp on where I feel like my holes are and I can start filling those in. And then I've been reading like a lot of the literature that goes along with it. So if I decide that I'm done editing, I'm going to continue reading Rage Becomes Her by Soraya Kamali. Um, and then all the literature that I'm reading, I'm going to pull a quote to put at the beginning of the chapter. So I'm also keeping those quotes in mind and going in and putting those at the beginning of the chapters.
Nice. Yeah, I've been upping my library for books, you know, that educating me on what's going on and how I can help. And have you read Inferior?
Know what is that one about?
Inferior was really good. It was a women. It was about women in. I was gonna say women in science. That's not exactly it. It's how science has treated women. There you go.
Oh,
Goes
okay,
through all of
gotcha.
these things of how they say when they're like, oh, women are more emotional, and they're like, well, sure, this study said it. However, if you look at all of this stuff, and by the way,
Mhm.
I did this study, there was this man and this guy who was running this thing, and you know what I mean. So it was
Yeah.
really cool how it went back and forth, and it talked about matriarchal societies and power compared to patriarchal ones. And so they also went through different societies still existing today that do things differently than we think is the only way it's ever been done, kind of thing, right? And so it was really, really fascinating to see how much science has legitimized our own biases, right? Which it does
Yeah.
when it comes to those kind of psychological studies, right? That's why you have to do a bunch of them. That was really cool. Highly recommend it. Um, and the next one I'm reading is Cast. Have you read Cast?
I haven't even heard of that one.
That one, let me grab it.
Is it like caste system?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's talking about how, like when I think caste system, I think India, right? However,
Yeah, that's
we
exactly where
also,
my mind went.
right? That's where most of us go because that's what
Yeah.
we've been taught, what we've seen, right? Well, the America's under a caste system too, and it's just it doesn't. We don't talk about it as openly, right?
Mhm.
But it's there. So this one looks really good. So I'm gonna read this one next. I'm sure this one will make me just as mad as Inferior did. So I'm trying to not read them all at once.
Yeah.
But I really need to educate myself about what's happening and what it is I can do about it. So this is the
I've
next
got,
one.
got a lot of the ones that I want to read for what's happening that I want to, like on Tyranny, I want to read that one. The Message, we talked about The Message.
Yes.
That one coming in a few, it's only 5 hours long. It's going to be a really quick listen. But right now I'm focusing, like I also just finished this one by Sahila Abdullahi.
Mhm.
What we talk about when we talk about rape.
Mhm.
So, and that was really, and she talked about, she's from India, so she talked about India a lot and her experiences, but then also like whenever she put her experiences out, talked about the Me Too movement and coming together and where the Me Too movement actually started, because I didn't realize the Me Too movement didn't start in 2017. It started 10 years earlier, but then the celebrity tweet was what launched it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been really interesting. I've got a couple of other ones, but it's been infuriating and liberating. I was talking to Ryan at work the other day, and because I was talking about all this stuff, and he's one of the good ones. But he was like, it's crazy how like the more you learn, the more empowered you feel, but also the more powerless you feel because you realize just how he was like, it's the worst thing in the world to hold both of those in your hand. Like,
Yeah.
you feel like you can tackle some things, but also now you're aware of all this other stuff. And like, it was like,
Make
yep.
you wonder how entrenched this is and what you're up against. It's just.
Yep. And a lot of these talk about Trump's first presidency. And so they, of course, did not think it was going to happen again. And here we are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
This is.
So
We don't live in fun times. Hi, Christina. You came during our very serious what's going on with the world discussion. So we are reading and editing today, but whatever you're doing is great. And yeah, I think we should get started before Taylor and I go off and
yep. 45 minutes.
somehow make the world better. We're going to do it, Taylor. All right. 45 minutes. Oh, Zepho, we didn't have Zepho. Zepho, what are you doing? What are you angry about?
Oh, that's not a good question. Let's avoid that one. Let's go with the what am I doing? I'm probably gonna do some reading and a little bit of day job work. So I'm at a weird thing in what I'm working on where it's like make a change, wait half an hour, make a change, wait half an hour.
Welcome to IT. You want a book during your half hour? I'll bring you one. Well, you want your library book because you're on what, Morning Star? Did you read the Red
Iron
Rising
Gold.
series, Taylor?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so Zepho, I think it's Morning Star, right?
No, Iron Gold.
Oh, you're on Iron Gold. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Still on book 2. I have not progressed past book 2. I'm sorry. I don't read as fast as you these days.
Did you say book 2? You're on like book 4, dude. Golden Sun was book 2. Okay, this is so funny to me. He doesn't know what book he's reading. You wanna know why? It's because I get them from the library. I know he's on book 4. I know that for a fact. I just couldn't remember the name.
Give me a list of books. What the heck?
Goodreads, man. Goodreads will tell you. And you're using Storygraph, aren't you, Taylor?
Yeah, I haven't updated it in a while. It's easier. I'm slowly trying to make the switch from Goodreads because I would rather support Storygraph than Goodreads, but there's just some things that Goodreads does that Storygraph doesn't. And there's still things Storygraph needs to work on in their algorithm, which makes sense because it's smaller. Like it, but because of that, I can't let go of Goodreads yet. And I've got some students that are following me on Goodreads. Oh my God. Okay, one story really quick before. So because I'm leaving, I have students that are like, Miss, we want your number and stuff. And I'm like, no. And they're like, can we follow you on Goodreads until we can get your number? And I was like, sure.
Sure.
So they're following me on Goodreads. I don't know if anybody's read Lights Out. It is
No.
like, have you seen like the Masked Men on TikTok?
Yes.
Yes, so it's basically that, like, inspired by that. It's like a masked man, like dark romance because he's a vegan and stuff. Like it's very much a role play thing. But anyways, I read it, so I put it on my Goodreads because I was gonna in the next day or over the weekend, I guess all of these kids saw it and they came in and they were like, Miss, we didn't know that you read that stuff. And I was like, and you still fucking don't. I forgot you existed. So I'm so sorry about that.
That's not my Goodreads. That's somebody else's Goodreads,
One of them was like, I
obviously.
added it to my like wish list that I was gonna go read, and I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, and I didn't hear that. I was like, absolutely not.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So, but they were just like, and then I had one little girl who came in and she was like, that doesn't seem like an actual piece of literature. And I was like, it is. It's just not like literature.
You're like, it's a book.
It's not
It's a book.
fancy.
It also is not in this library, so I don't want to hear it. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm not offering it to you. I was
Exactly.
scrolling through TikTok. I heard a snippet of the audiobook that somebody had illustrated and it was hilarious. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm grabbing that.
Like, I
I
gotta
got
try
Audible credit on it. I was like, I want that right now. And it was fantastic.
Oh my gosh. I love
Yeah.
that. That's so funny.
It was so good. And now I'm like getting books specifically because that audiobook narrator narrated them because he's
That's awesome.
fabulous. It was so good. Yeah. Like
Oh,
it
that's
was really good. I mean, it wasn't a piece of literature, but it was really good.
It's entertaining, which, because like you said, we're so busy educating ourselves also, it is nice just to be entertained too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, awesome.
And
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to be mad at this book or not, but we'll talk about that later. I can't decide. All right.
for the record,
Excellent. Yes.
it is Iron Gold, and you're right, it's book 4.
Say it again. What was that? What were you saying?
I think we have to start the timer.
Oh, do we?
The
Oh.
timer's starting. That's what I heard.
Awesome. All right. We'll see y'all in
Sprints.
45 minutes. But I don't want to stop reading.
Therein lies the difficulty, right?
It does. I made it to page 110, so about a quarter of the way through now. This book's really long, so I'm not sure why it needs to be that long. Pretty sure the movie is just, normal length movie.
Page
I will say the
305.
part.
I have no idea where I started, so could be
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Could be terrible.
your book's way thicker, so.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, maybe not way thicker. What is it? 600 pages?
Let us see.
Because mine's like 522.
Yeah.
Yeah, 522.
Wow, that's impressive. 596 pages.
Haha, ours are almost about the same length.
Off by 4 pages. What do you know?
Yeah, I don't do this for a living or anything. Yeah. Is it getting better? Because that's what I heard about that series, that it gets better and better as it goes along.
There's a lot going on, and we're doing a lot of first-person head hopping.
I hate that. So every chapter is a different first person.
Every
This one's doing
chapter
that
maybe
too.
2, and yeah, huge
that
cast of characters. The cast of characters is massive. So
It just drives me batty. It's just, to me, it's just lazy writing. That's my problem. I don't like it.
What is?
Doing multiple first person POVs in these big, thick fantasy, or in this case, sci-fi books. I'm like, write it in third person. I know it's harder, but man, it's so much better.
I don't know. I like reading in first person.
I like first person if it fits the thing. I mean, I write, my one series is in first person, right? But my other one's in third person. It needs to fit what it is. I do not mind first person if it's one character, one POV, or if it's just a couple, right? Like romances, it'll work too. There are certain things that it'll work for, but I do not like them in my dense fantasy sci-fi stuff.
They at least do a really good job of giving you, right at the beginning of the chapter, Lysander is the I in this chapter. So that
so they'll tell you who it is.
Right. Yeah. But it is
but
a little...
very few people, especially when they're doing the eyes, their voices are not different enough. There's no point. It's way better to do it third person. You get the voices out. Like Joe Abercrombie does everything in third person, but he could do it in first. Like, you feel, he is so good at third person, it feels like it's first person. But it's always clear who it is. It's always, and his voices are extremely different for every character. That's impressive. But most people can't do that. I mean, it's just for human. I don't know what Joe Abercrombie is. But I prefer it in third person.
Tough.
But it's a preference. This isn't a law.
No, it's all preference.
Red Rising is an extremely successful series, so it's just and I haven't even read it yet. It's a preference. It's definitely not a law. So.
We're down to 76. I can open some windows.
But this book, I don't know. I'm just a little annoyed by the characters, but I think you're supposed to be, right? Because we're talking 1962 Jackson, Mississippi. So even the white character who's like more progressive is still like so behind, right? So but it's 1962 Jackson, Mississippi, and yeah.
Even the good guys ain't so good. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, this kid, this doesn't really give anything away. I mean, it is a movie after all. I haven't even watched the movie, but maybe I will after this.
I think at this point, like, if you need to not be spoiled with The Help,
right?
we passed the time period. Same thing with like Game of Thrones, like those things that are basically a part of our culture. Because I feel like The Help is part of our culture at this point.
I agree with you.
It's too late. Sorry.
You missed it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, however, this writing's engaging. I'm very into the story. I really want to know what's happening, and I do care about the characters. Okay, so that is important, especially considering my last experience with the book. I understand why it was so popular. It's really well done that way, even though this one also is multiple first persons. But it is per chapter, right? They're not head hopping. It's just so you know, Zafo, it's not head hopping if they change per chapter. It's only head hopping if it's within the chapter without any kind of breaks.
Okay, that's fair.
That's head hopping. So it's not head hopping, right? They do change in the
Right.
chapters, and they usually stick with one person for a couple chapters, which is what it sounds like Red Rising is doing.
It's like so far it's been a lot of one chapter, two chapters, one chapter, two chapters. So
Gotcha.
it's been kind of in this book at least. Now it's I would equate this right now a lot with like a Tom Clancy book.
Oh, hey, wait. While we're talking, will you set the timer so we don't talk forever?
Oh,
because
yes.
we all have work to do.
I forgot I have a break timer now.
Do it for 10 minutes because we've already talked for like 5.
Bloop, there we go. So it's very Tom Clancy like in kind of we're building everything up. You can see all the things, all these storylines building towards something. You just don't know what yet.
Oh, that's just good writing. Yeah, I like that.
Sure.
How about you, Taylor? How's your revisions, right? How's your revisions coming?
Good. It's doing well. I didn't realize this was the chapter that I was on, and I knew it was a chapter that was going to be like a rewrite. So when I opened it up, I was like, dang it. I wasn't wanting to do this, but I mean, it's coming along well. And it helps that I'm, again, reading these because it's a chapter where essentially she walks into the office where all the TAs have their thing and stuff. It's New Year's Eve. She's having a bad time, yada, yada. She walks in. One of the TAs, who is her friend, is in there, and he's drunk. And she has the moment where, like, because she's doing all of her research and everything like that, and he says that he's hurt someone, and I'm not going to say what he did. I will say he outed somebody. So that's what he's struggling with in the moment. But she hears, I've hurt someone, and she's alone with him, and immediately goes through like all of the statistics of her research and starts panicking, and then realizes that she came to this conclusion that was not what was actually happening. And then it's like that guilt, shame that this is the reality and these are the statistics, and like all of that mental processing that she has to go through of like, she feels like a bad friend, but also it is the reality that this happens a lot. Because 3/4 of victims knew their perpetrator on a personal level. So it's one of those. And then they have like a good bonding experience. So it's nice. But
it's one of those things. I remember seeing statistics where they were talking about when like men try to pick up women at a bar, that the thing they're most afraid of, like the number one fear when they, ask all these men, their number one fear is to be rejected.
Yeah.
And when they ask women the exact same question, when you're picking up men at like a bar, what are you most afraid of? And they're like being killed. Like it's like this huge dichotomy between these two things. And it's one of those that if you don't look, like it wouldn't even occur to men that this is something women are afraid of.
Yeah. And it was really important to me in this novel that I'm writing that the relationships that she has, they are all good relationships. And it's all people who are willing to listen to her, because I'm like, Schitt's Creek vibe. Bad things happen in this book. Like it just, because it is a commentary on this, but also Schitt's Creek's vibe of like, I'm showing how people should react when called out. When she says, oh my God, I was really scared for a second, he like listens to her when she talks
instead of saying, don't be ridiculous. Right?
And things like that. Like these are normal reactions to have because it's a conversation and we're all doing better together and creating a safer society for everyone. So that's what I'm trying to portray within this novel. But of course, we do have the guy who's a stalker. We do have the moments where people come out with their survivor stories. So like, it's one of those, but her close relationships and her close friends are all good people. And they have the hard conversations together, but like grow. And she's not the best person either, because she's been so hyper focused on herself and in such a survival mode her entire life that she's like not been a good friend. She hasn't noticed things about other people. So like she's working through that growth as well.
They all have things to work on. I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah. So
see,
that is
Glinda-
really cool, but I had to rewrite this chapter, so I'm like,
And you're like, was not what I was into. This is not what I signed up for today. Gosh doggone it.
I was like, I thought I was just gonna be able to
Fix some
next one.
copies. Let's see. And Glinda is reading Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory. It's a queer romance and a fantasy romance, A Game by Melissa Blair. Ooh, those sound awesome, Glenda. I like that you read more than one book at once. I do that too. This is just a physical book I'm reading. So, like I said, I'm studying for Aurelium. So I have to I like this college. I want this degree. And I'm a novice. This is my first year, but you're not a novice, right, Taylor? Are you the next level up, whatever that is?
So I'm not technically a novice, but I wasn't really tracking it, so I don't know what I am. So I was like, I'm starting over. It's fine.
Except I made a mistake not knowing Aurelium, right? I made one character, and I'm having her go to school and do the journey. So I think next year. No, yeah, most people do two. Who
Two
knew?
characters?
Yep, they do two characters. So one of them does the journey. Because how can you do the journey and be at the academy? Like, some people take this very seriously.
Teleportation, Kelly. What do you mean? Portals.
I love it. So
they're in a floating school. They can do a lot of different.
That's true, right?
Shadow doppelgangers, shadow selves.
Right.
The world is so cool. I'm like,
Astral
can I write like
projection,
fanfic?
teleportation.
Right? It's so much
freaking
fun.
magic.
Yeah, it is so cool. And it's funny when we release these dragons, right? When we find them. And then she has this whole background story of, I'm like, man, this is awesome.
So she lives in Scotland.
I saw that because her husband's Scottish.
Yeah, so she lives in Scotland, and I'm like, low key, I hope I run into you in like a pub or something like that.
Right.
Whenever I'm like, I'm gonna be keeping it. I'm not gonna stalk her, but if I see her,
There you go.
I will approach her.
Yep.
Like in the way that people approach celebrities. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're a vision.
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah, you're incredible. Will you sign my reading journal?
We should probably do that, Zepho, with all the people we coming. Which everyone out there, everyone's looking to Comic Palooza. We have 3 guest authors coming to Comic Palooza. It is June 20th through 22nd. We have Andrea Stewart coming. She is Bone Shard Daughter series and Gods Below, which I got from the library. Like I said, Taylor, I also am trying to be a good person. I bought that one.
The libraries
my
need our
library.
traffic. The indie bookstores need our traffic too, but the libraries really need our traffic because they're getting their funding by the government.
Exactly. So I'm consuming enough books that I can help multiple people. So I'm trying. Our sci-fi, so that's our fantasy guest. Our sci-fi guest is Christopher Ruocchio. So this is supposed to be an amazing series. And he also used to be an editor at Baen. So he has lots of things that he can teach us. And then the last guest, our horror, is Paul Tremblay. So anyone in Houston or nearby or want to come meet these authors, they will be there in the middle of June. So getting the word out to have people come. Are you going to be local in June, Taylor?
I think so. I think I'm gonna leave late June, early July.
Okay.
Is when I've got to be skedoodled. Well, I guess it would be late June because my apartment is up in July. So it would have to be
Oh, yeah.
June. So I'll be skip hopping.
Excellent. Awesome.
No
All right.
Freedom Day in Freedom Land. Come on. Or not Freedom Land. Whatever. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, what are we going to call it this year? I know. It needs a new name. Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
We're going to have to call it something else this year. I don't know, but I'll be more drunk this year than ever before, just for the record. Yeah.
nails clipped.
I vote pastrami.
What?
I vote pastrami.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I want pastrami. I've been begging you guys for pastrami.
What is that?
Pastrami is the cured meat. It's cured and smoked brisket. It's freaking delicious, and we've had it all the time.
Oh.
It's like in a Reuben. Have you ever had a Reuben?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but you don't
also
eat it all anymore, so this is not going to be for you. No.
I thought you said a smoky mead at first,
Oh.
and I was like,
You're like,
that
oh,
sounds,
interesting.
that sounds good. And then you said brisket, and I was like, oh, that's
Oh.
why I don't know.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, no, it's delicious, and you can get it. I mean, you can buy it anywhere. You buy it at the grocery store, all that kind of stuff. And we would get some, like you can get some at good Jewish delis. You can get some good pastrami.
Mhm.
But the Henry and Zepho made the very big mistake of making it homemade, and they made help me, what is it? Not smoked, Zepho.
Corned beef.
Thank you. So it's you make corned beef and then you smoke it. It's now pastrami.
Mhm.
And so they made corned beef multiple times, but hadn't gone to the
Right.
smoking part. And the corned beef's good, but it's fine, right? You know, it's good.
We hadn't nailed that yet.
It's fine. But then one time they made a mistake of smoking it. And so we're talking, 12, 14-hour process of the actual smoke. That's not including the days that it has to be in the
Oh, 10 days. 10 days in the brine, and then like 14 hours in the smoker.
smoking.
Mhm.
So they made a mistake of doing it, and it was the best pastrami
my
I'd
God.
ever had in my life. It was
We made
so I'm like,
right. We made what? 4 briskets
I think so. And
total.
I
2
think
pastrami, 2 regular.
we ate
and-
almost a whole one just when they were chopping it up and
Oh
having a
yeah,
sample.
we killed like an entire
we
at
didn't-
least one.
We didn't need to eat anything else
Yeah.
because it was so good. And so I'm like, great. Well, you've ruined pastrami for me now. I can only have it if you cook it. So get to it. Awesome. All right. Second sprint.
Second sprint. Let us
That made me hungry. Now I'm kind of like, I want to grab my pasta.
right.
You're like, I know.
Mhm.
I made my peanut butter jelly sandwich and then forgot to eat it. So I
Oh.
will be doing that one more.
Let's
Oh
see,
my God, I've been on
have-
it. I know that we're starting, but I've been on a PB&J kick for some reason. I don't know. And so that PB&J, I was like,
Telling you. I mean, and it's got gooseberry jam from Ireland. See,
you always have
So.
the fancy stuff.
I like it. The little British store in Old Town
Mhm.
Spring has the best jams.
Really?
And I don't like the same one all the time. It's boring. Last time I had black cherry last time. The time before that I had what did I have before? Fig. So I had
Right.
fig, and then I had black cherry last time, and this time it's gooseberry. I'd never had gooseberry before. So it's like a little tart and sour, and then you have the sweet from the sugar. It's pretty darn good. So
I'll have to run by and grab some and try it.
There you go. I have
all right.
I'm done.
goldfish and hot tamales.
We're eating so healthy today.
That doesn't ages.
All the food groups covered.
All the food groups. Indeed.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Do the thing.
45. We survived 2 sprints.
Do, 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 do.
I made it to page 146.
333. So 28 pages.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I'm very much afraid for one of the main characters in here. She's taken a risk, and she's being very brave, and it terrifies me. So the author's doing a good job, because I care.
There you go.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I finished that chapter.
Yay! Look at that look of joy on your face. That's called success.
Yeah, it's much better now. It reads so much better. But man, I didn't think I was gonna have to write. I was
Like,
excited
it's not
about
my
editing.
Mm-hmm.
But you did it anyways. What are you, a professional or something? Jeez.
I would like to be someday.
Well, you're treating it like a job right now, and that's the first battle. So
That
good
is
job.
step one.
Mm-hmm.
These
Very
Thursdays
cool.
help.
Yes,
Big time.
and we should be able to do the next few Thursdays. So I think we are in town and not going anywhere. So we shall be able to do those. My brain by the end of the day, I can't write anymore. I have to do it in the morning, so I'm not sure how to make this writing time for me.
My thing is, we've been testing at the school, EOC testing, and I test every day. I test for every single one of the EOCs. I test the makeups. So I did makeup testing today for all of the kids who missed testing yesterday, and it is mind numbing.
Mind-numbing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the process of doing nothing makes you more tired than if you were doing
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
So the
Yeah, I couldn't
last
do that.
thing, the last
It's
thing I
20
wanted to do today was like try and be creative and like, make up things that don't exist.
Right.
Yeah, that
Alright.
testing stuff was 25% of the reason why I decided not to finish my teaching certificate.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
tested,
that was a good quarter of the reason.
I tested every single day this week except for Monday. Well, I guess that's 3 days. And then next week I test every single day except for Friday. It's a lot.
I can't do it. My ADHD brain says no. And I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. This is ridiculous. So much of the other job is like my ADHD brain was like good at it. You know what I mean? Like it's good to be able to think fast and keep switching and doing things.
Yeah.
Being, solving things creatively, working with different kinds of students, no sweat, right? But then that just, wait,
Yeah.
you mean I have to test? I can't even read? Oh, forget it. I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Stop.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a lot. Oh, but I don't think I've told you this, Kelly. I started using Scrivener again. Because
Oh, yay.
remember, I had that.
That's brave of you.
Remember, I had that instance where I lost everything.
Yeah.
So I started using it again, and I really like it. Obviously, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get an agent with this, so I haven't been formatting it for if I was going to indie publish. So I haven't had to worry about that. But the
Right.
way that it's set up and you can see your summaries and everything at a glance is really nice. I've been enjoying that. Baby, no, I'm done.
I like it quite a lot too, especially when I'm doing the big fantasies. I I could color code so I could make sure that I wasn't
Yeah.
Sticking with
spending
one
too much time
character.
on side
Yeah.
characters, or exactly. Like if the point of view characters I wanted to feature were featured. There's just so many things, and there's so many things it does I don't even touch.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really it's a pretty good program. It's very versatile.
Yeah. So
Well, good. I'm
That's
glad
been
you're
really
finding it. Just back it up more.
yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It broke my heart when that happened to you. Yeah, so yeah. Awesome. All right. So thank you for the lurkers out there. I do see some lurkers in. I hope you got some stuff done or are having a good relaxing evening. But I think we are going to call it quits. 2 sprints is about all we can do on a work night. Then we're tired.
Need food.
Oh yeah, I need to eat my
Yep.
sandwich.
Yep.
I'm gonna get my pasta.
Blue Wizard
Yep.
needs food badly.
Ooh, let's go to Cidercade.
Anyone who gets that reference, your back probably
old.
hurts. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. They have that game at Cidercade, right?
They
We can
do.
play.
Mhm.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, everyone. And we will, let's see, what's our next thing? Monday for reading sprints. Tuesday, we have The Body Heist released. It's book 4 in the Mutagen Deception series. That's Tuesday. And Thursday, we will be back here for more writing sprints for some of us and reading sprints for others. So we will see you then. Bye.